broads on the side, too. These women wanted freedom just as much as their men did. But, gals, I wonder, do we? I think it's time that we women thought about it a bit. Hell, I think it's time we did something about it. All females of the 20th century, be glad that you're an American. Proclaim your freedom. Stand at attention. Pledge allegiance. And mount your boobies. Get into the swing. Mount your boobies. The swing is it makes no difference if they're big or small. As long as you give them your all. Mount your boobies. Come on, honey. Bounce them up and down. Mount your boobies. Come on, mount your boobies. Come on. Loosen the bra that's fine, too. Take it off if you feel like it. Come on, mount your boobies. There we go. Doesn't that feel good? Mount your boobies. You know, girls, people in the world today who have something to give. But it sure looks like it sometimes. Just look around you. Men stick out all over the place. Big fat cigars. Big fat stomachs. And just where they should stick out, where is it? Yes, girls, we know it. We've got it. We know it. They're worth. So come on, gals. Let's get into the swing of things. Give your boobies some freedom. All together now. Bounce your boobies. Let 'em rock and roll. Nut your knockers. Keep 'em hot and sold. Just admit it, gals. It sure feels great to feel this swinging. Ooh, get laid. Bounce your boobies. Come on, bounce them up and down. Bounce your boobies. There, look at that gal. She's going in. Bounce your boobies. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Bounce, 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 bounce. Your boobies now.
I thought that song would be appropriate. Hello, hello, hello. Some things today. I guess it's afternoon. My weekend plans got canceled because of the weather that we're having here. It's actually cold and raining, and we even have some ice. You're right, Jackie. He is incredibly pathetic. Listen, I was so busy last night. I was living my personal life, and I didn't even watch any of his videos for real until I was on my way home this morning. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Hold on a second. Those aren't even things that were sent to him. That's why he's mad. That's why he's big mad. That shit is so old. That shit that he old. I think those were like back from like 2015, 2000. But what makes it even more funny is that he acts like he had something special about me, because I think that the entire sector has seen my boobs at one point or time over the past 5-6 years. So, I mean, really, that's not even, that just shows weakness right there. That's not even roasting. That's not even roasting to show my boobs. Oh, and then I guess like his new one is that like some guy that I had pictures with was 15. Okay, first of all, if that's the case, why were some of the pictures of that guy and I together in a bar? He's 15 and in a bar. Let's be serious. And year-old has tattoo work like this dude does. I mean, give me a break. That's a grown-ass fucking man. Jimmy just can't stand it. He cannot stand the thought of me being with anybody. He absolutely cannot stand it. He is so pathetic. Listen, sometimes when you know that a man is ugly and vulnerable, as a woman, you know how to take that as an advantage. And I mean, come on, ladies. I think that every female can agree with me that when you know you have a weak man, it is easy to break them. And that's exactly what Jimmy is. He's a weak man. It was easy to play with Jimmy. Jimmy was so vulnerable and he was so desperate for a woman's attention. Any woman, except as long as it wasn't his wife, let's be real. As long as it wasn't his wife, he wanted attention from any woman he could get it. So all it took was just some nice words. And everybody knows that Jimmy has been eating out of the palm of my hand for the past 5 years. Okay. It is not that I can't let Jimmy go. I don't give a fuck about Jimmy. I really, truly, like, the only reason why this is even happening right now was because Jimmy cannot stand like a no contact rule between the two of us. Out of nowhere, a few days ago, out of nowhere, Jimmy started making videos about me and bringing up my name again. And I had not said anything to him. I have not been in contact with him. I have not, I have not said shit to him. Anyways, I have not been in contact with Jimmy whatsoever. Um, and so a few months ago, Jimmy and I had got into it. He is very ashamed of his wife, Jackie. He is listen, I can tell you some stories. I mean, like, if Jimmy really wants to get into storytelling, I'm the one that has all the stories. Let's be real, Jimmy. Let's be real. I'm the one that has all the stories. Anyway, um, like a few months ago, we had made a deal that we weren't going to talk about each other. I was cool with that. Like, every single time that Jimmy has been like, okay, you know what? Let's just not fucking talk to each other. Let's just cut each other off. Let's not speak. Let's not da da da. I'm like, okay, cool. But everybody knows that it's always Jimmy that reaches out to me. I don't give a fuck about Jimmy. I've never met Jimmy. Jimmy has never met me. I've never seen him in person. He's never seen me in person. And he pines after a pussy he has never, ever, ever had the chance of getting. Well, I mean, the thing of it is, though, Jackie, is that not only is he miserably married to someone who's unattractive, he is a miserable, unattractive person himself. I mean, what kind of man sits and cries, oh, she catfished me, when I have been all over YouTube, my face, my body, everything? Everything about me has been all over YouTube. How do you catfish somebody when you have publicly been out there? Now, the real catfish is Jimmy. When Jimmy first reached out to me and we were talking through messages back and forth, and I asked him what he looked like, he is the one that sent me a picture of Clifton Rainey. That's a catfish. When you know that you are just hideously, miserably unattractive, you send a picture of another man to a woman and try to pretend that that man is you. And that's exactly what Jimmy did. He other than who he is. I have me. I'm ashamed of anything about me. Bull. I'm very happy. And I can be happy and still be on YouTube. If I get the dude that's in the pictures with me, I can get him on the phone right now. But I'm not going to drag my life into this all to disprove a miserable, fat, ugly man. Yes, Jackie, he sent me a picture of Cliff when I had asked, because Jimmy knew when he reached out to me, because see, remember, Jimmy reached out to me. I never attempted to ever know who Jimmy was. Jimmy reached out to me. So he knew exactly who he was talking to. He knew who I was. He knew of me. I had no idea who in the fuck he was. I had never even heard of Jimmy. Never. When he reached out to me. So after, like, I don't know, a few weeks or so of talking, I'm like, dude, even look like? Like, who are you? I don't even know who you are. So he sent me a picture of Clifton Rainey and he said, "Here I am," in the caption of the picture. And I looked at that picture and I said, "Well, when was this taken?" I have the screenshot, I posted it. So that's how you know when you're ugly and you're miserable, is when you send a picture of someone else and try to play that off as yourself. I've never done that. I've always been me. My avatar is when I cam up. It's me. My body is mine. I have never tried to pretend to be someone other than who I am. It was not until I did not know what Jimmy really looked like. I had no idea what he really looked like until somebody else sent me a link to an article in an Ohio newspaper. Someone sent me a link to an article in an Ohio newspaper, and that article was about Jimmy. And so when I was reading the article, it said his name, it said Ohio, which I knew what his name was at this time. I knew he lived in Ohio. And it had a picture of him, and it talked about him being a jujitsu fighter, which I, because he told me that. So it's like, okay, here I have this article that I'm reading about this man whose name I know. I know he lives in Ohio, and I know he does jujitsu. But the man's picture that I'm looking at was not the picture that the man had sent me. That's a catfish. Hi, Aquarius. That's a catfish. And so I messaged him and I said, "Yo," and I sent him the link to the article. And I'm like, "Is this really you? Like, it says your name, it says Ohio, it talks about jujitsu. The picture doesn't look anything like the picture that you sent me. Is this really you?" And that's when he sent me back a message and said, "Yes, that is me." And I'm like, "So why have you been sending me pictures of another man?" Well, I mean, it was easy to tell why he was sending me pictures of another man. Because when I saw what he actually looked like, I was like, holy fuck. This dude is severely overweight. You really can't see the man's ears. You really can't. And a troll put it the other night in the chat, which was the most hilarious thing that I have ever heard anybody refer to as Jimmy's face, was the figure eight. And when I started looking at his pictures after I read that, his face truly does look like a figure eight. Now I see why people called him Potato Head. Now I see why people called him Jimmy Earless. Okay, so when I first saw the picture of his wife, I was like, well, I mean, looking at him and looking at his wife, I mean, I can kind of see why they're together. I can kind of see why. I mean, I'm sure it's probably slim pickings in Ohio. And especially when you look the way you look. It's probably slim pickings for the two of them. And that's the thing, though. Like, I have pictures of his wife, but I am not going to post those pictures. I'm not going to post pictures of his wife. She's actually innocent in all of this. You know, it's not her fault that her husband is on YouTube trying to chase pussy of women who don't want him. It's not her fault that her husband is on YouTube, passing around pictures of other men trying to pretend it's him. It's not her fault that her husband is on YouTube passing out pictures of his penis to men and women. It's not her fault that her husband is on YouTube talking about raping children. It's not her fault that her husband is on YouTube talking about sticking his fingers in a 5-year-old little girl's rectum. It's not her fault that her husband is on YouTube women, murdering women, and taking baths in their blood. It's not her fault that her husband is just a fucking weird creep. Show my titties. Are you kidding me? They're boobs. You can turn on your TV and see a pair of boobs. If these men get that excited over boobs, God forbid, I hate to see how they act over a pussy. I mean, come on, they are boobs. Is that how excited you men are over a pair of boobs? God, what a disappointment. Hold on. So yeah, what he posted of me was something that was given to somebody like 5 years ago. It's not anything recent. It was like 5 years ago. And what I saw, that wasn't even what was sent to him. Well, that's the thing though, Malcolm, is that that wasn't even sent to him. So I mean, when you look like Jimmy, you like, okay, after I saw what Jimmy looked like, I knew that he was an easy target. Okay? Come on, ladies. We know how to work ugly men. We know how to work ugly men. Just be honest, ladies. We know what we're doing. At the time, Jimmy was valuable. He was valuable at that time because I had people attacking me that I didn't know anything about these people. I didn't know anything about these people. People were coming at me. I didn't know anything about them to even be able to come back at them. He was valuable. No, Mystic, those were not sent to him. Those were actually sent to somebody else. So anyway, sorry, I'm distracted by my phone. Jimmy was very, very, very valuable at that time because he knew he'd been around this sector for a long time that I didn't know. Yes, Jackie, exactly. He's easy. He was so easy. He was so easy to manipulate. He was so vulnerable. He was so miserable as a man and as a husband. It was easy. Jimmy was an easy target. This is a pair of boobs and a few sweet words. I mean, you guys saw the screenshot that I posted. He said himself, I'm hooked. I guess you could say that, Dee. I took advantage of an ugly man. I did. I did. Am I ashamed? Nah. Is it my proudest moment? Exactly, Jackie. Listen, all I had to do was say a few sweet things to Jimmy, and oh my God, he was like putty in my hands. It was simple. Like he was like a gossiping little hen, a gossiping little bitch. Like all the secrets just started to pour right out of his mouth. And it was fantastic. It was fantastic. Not every more. He gave me valuable information that ended up playing out in my favor. Jimmy was an easy target. He was easy. And he was so sprung and he was so stuck on me that he even got more people involved to tell me even more stuff I didn't know. But I'm not going to drop any other names. Mystic, I don't know. I don't know how the beef restarted. I just know that Jimmy had made a video and he was speaking on me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess the whatever the door. So I did text Jimmy. I did a few days ago. I texted him and I asked him. I said, okay, so was off, but Jackie, he was. Listen, so in the what yesterday, I guess it was. I don't know when he was talking about Jay. And he told me, oh, well, if you want to be with Jay, that's not true. That's not true. In fact, Lamar has the video. Can you hear me now? I'm sorry. It's we had bad weather. Me okay? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. So in the video that Jimmy did, and I believe it was a video that he might have done yesterday. I'm not sure exactly the date on it, but he was saying that he told me that if I wanted Jay to go off and be happy with Jay, that's not true. Okay. Lamar actually has the video that I did when I first ever roasted Jimmy, and I told the story of the troll, and I posted the text messages where Jimmy literally was like going off about me. He was going off about me having inter. Lamar has that video. He's played it before. And Lamar can play it again because all of the text messages where Jimmy was so butthurt over Jay, all of those messages I posted. He never told me to go off and be happy with anybody. The only person Jimmy wanted me with was him. And that was never going to happen. Ever. Ever. Jimmy was an easy target. He was vulnerable. I knew he was vulnerable. And so, yeah, I swooped in. Absolutely, I did. I'm not going to sit here and play innocent. But I'm also going to tell you, I'm not going to let some fat, big, cockeyed, ugly, creepy ass sexual predator ogre in Ohio stalk the shit out of me and break them. I'm certainly not going to do that. I'm certainly not going to let Jimmy play. But that's the thing, though, Jackie. I remained friends with Jimmy even after everything. I stayed friends with him. I never turned on Jimmy. Jimmy always turned on me because handle he could not handle me talking to any men. I was never his woman. I was never with Jimmy ever. Oh no, I didn't want his money. I never wanted his money. And that's the funny part. Jimmy, when I was in Jimmy, you sent me 4 years ago. Jimmy sent me. It was a really cute little box too, but Justin made me throw it away because I actually did keep the box because I thought the box was adorable. So Jimmy sent me a velvet heart-shaped box. It was really super pretty. It was a pretty box, and it was full of chocolate-covered strawberries. Jimmy actually had those FedExed to my sister's house for me because I wouldn't give him my address. So he sent those to my sister's house for me. I drove over to my sister's and picked them up. Jimmy, what the fuck did I ever send you? Nothing. You got nothing from me. So if I'm so in love with you, Jimmy, why were you the one sending shit to me? And I never sent nothing to you. Oh yeah, Jackie, I'm so serious, and I'm gonna tell you. Like, I kept the box because I thought the box was adorable. I even put up in one of my slideshows. I put up a picture of the box with the chocolate covered strawberries in it. Justin actually made me throw that box in the trash. He was like, "Throw this fucking shit away." On God. On God. Yeah. Justin made me throw that box in the trash. He was like, "Get rid of this fucking shit right now." Yeah, he did. He did. They weren't just chocolates, they were chocolate covered strawberries. And the card said something special for someone special. I'm not kidding. I posted it. But what did I ever send you, Jimmy? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Yeah. But the box was super cute. I'm kind of mad, but I didn't want to piss Justin off, so I threw the box in the trash. Because, like, People can say whatever they want to about, oh my God, Kat was with a troll. Yeah, I was, but I was with that troll for 3 years. I didn't want to, Jackie. I didn't want to, I could have. I so could have. I know I could have. Trust me, I've done it to people before, but I didn't really want to do, I didn't want to do that. That's the thing though, like, I didn't want him to honestly think that I really wanted him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tried to keep it cool. I tried to keep it smooth, because he's crazy. He really, truly person. And, I believe when people say that he would try to come here. Here we go. Here we go. That's not accurate information. If anybody has a wrench, get rid of that. I do not work for that company. I promise to God. You can call them and ask them. I don't work for them. That is a hospice company that took care of my grandmother when my grandmother was sick. So I have a lanyard that I keep the key to my truck. When I drive my truck, the key to my truck is on a lanyard with that hospice company's name because they gave me a lanyard that I wear around my neck, and I keep my truck key on that lanyard. And because I had that lanyard on in one of my videos, that's where people think I work. That's not where I work. That is not where I work. I promise to God. You can call them and ask them. Anyway. but that's the thing though, Buju. They're not doxing because that's not my job. Those lanyards are free. Anybody can wear those lanyards. They hand them out all the time for promotionals. It's a part of their marketing. It's a part of their marketing. They hand out lanyards, they hand out keychains, they hand out pens, they hand out hand sanitizer bottles with their company logo on it. It's marketing. I mean, anybody's an idiot to think that just because I wear a lanyard that a marketer gave me with their company name on it, that's where I work. People are just fucking retarded. Y'all are just fucking stupid. Anyway, yeah, he's big mad. He's big mad. Okay, so Jafar, addressing what you just said, I believe that. Like, I heard that so many times. I heard that comment made so many times that, like, at first I was like, no, they just trolling. They just being bullshit. They just talking shit, whatever. But honestly, when it comes down to it, Jafar, knowing how crazy he is, I believe it. I believe it. And thank you, Case. And that's the thing, like, putting out videos of my body. I mean, that's supposed to roast me. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed, Jim. I'm not ashamed of the way I look. Show your own body, Jimmy. Show your own body. Show your own body. That's what I want to see. That's what he needs to do. He needs to show his own body. All right, hold on. Let's go and see this video he drops.
Hey, I want y'all to see how far Cat will go for internet dick. She will never get.
Hey, everybody.
Link in the description box.
Okay, there's a link in the description box. Let's see.
Hey, y'all, look at what Cat did for me for free. She claims I'm so ugly and all this. This was for internet. Oh, moment of blazing glory. That ain't happened, but I want y'all to see how far she went. Check this out. Look at this. I'm ugly. This is your big moment.
Oh my God, I got clothes on in that picture.
Oh, and this ass picture is really her. Let's confirm
that is my ass.
Same
yes.
underwear, the dolphin tattoo.
That's not even underwear. Those are short.
That's really her. Look how far she will go for some internet dick she will never get.
Okay, but here's the funny part. Those pictures that he actually just posted in that video, I put those pictures in my own video. Before my first channel was ever flagged down, before my first channel was ever flagged down, the pictures that he just put in that video, I put those up myself. I'll put them up again. I am not ashamed of the way I look. I'm not. And if you think that putting up those pictures is body shaming me, you can't body shame me, baby. You can't body shame me. I have cammed up with my body so many times. I'm not worried about whatever little pictures you throw up there, Jim. Yourself, dude. You're only hurting yourself. It's a weakness, Mystic. It's a weakness. It just shows how weak he is. And furthermore, let me tell you, the pictures that I have put up of Jimmy lately in my videos, I had to go search and find those, okay? Because I don't have any pictures of Jimmy. I did not. Hold on. I did not keep any pictures of Jimmy. I had to actually go find those on the internet. Now, the fact that Jimmy would hold on to these pictures, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? They're not even nudes, Omni King. They're not even nudes. Are you tripping? Like in the pictures he just put out, and most of them I had on clothes. And they're boobs. If you've never seen a pair of boobs, I feel sorry for you. Y'all act like boobs is wild. They're boobs. Get over it. If it was like legal for me to walk around topless, I fucking would. They're boobs. You can turn on your television right now and see a pair of boobs. Exactly, Buju. Exactly. Exactly. Like, Jimmy has no audio of me anywhere saying, fuck you, I can't get you out of my system no matter what I do to try. Fuck you, I'm in bed with Tina, but I'm in love with you. Where the fuck is the audio of me saying that to him? I would love to hear it. I would love, right, you know. Exactly. I'm not even gonna fake or front. When I go out, like, of course I can't go out right now because, like, you know, of course I can't go out right now because, like, we're on lockdown, whatever. But when I go out, like when I go out to like the clubs or whatever, do you honestly think like I don't show cleavage? A woman's cleavage is like her hair, it's her crown. It's boobs. Whoa! You act like boobs are a big fucking deal. But it only shows he has no respect for his wife. If he respected his wife at all, he wouldn't even be trying to get no YouTube pussy to begin with. If he respected his wife at all, he wouldn't be holding on to no pictures of some woman's boobs. If he respected his wife at all, he wouldn't be staring at another woman's ass. If he respected his wife at all, he never would have been talking to me from the jump. If he respected his wife at all, he wouldn't be telling a woman that he's never met. He loves her. If he respected his wife at all, he would never have been trying to come to King. Oh, Omni King, trust and believe. I respect myself. Jimmy was never going to get this. Jimmy was never going to get this. Ever. How many women go out to the club dressed in a turtleneck and a... Not a goddamn one. What you see in those photos is barely any different than what you would see me in public. So please stop trying to act like what you got is a big deal. Listen, here's the deal, okay? Look at his wife. Do you honestly think his wife gets up and looks in the mirror every day and thinks that there's life out there for her beyond Jimmy? Probably not. Probably not. I'm sure that there are women out there with low self-esteem who don't move beyond what they're dealing with because they feel like there's not life out there for them. There ain't life out there for them. They feel like they're stuck with what they got. And so they stay in a miserable situation. Listen, it's not that I'm going there, Mystic. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, the thing of it is like his wife chooses to stay with him. That's her choice. You know what I'm saying? That's her choice. That's her choice. Like, some women have such low self-esteem that they think that that's all that they're worth. That's why women need to stand up and empower themselves and know their own self-worth. Because there is life out there for them. They just have such low self-esteem that they don't believe that there is. And it's because a lot of women let a man make them think that he's the best they're going to get. First of all, it ain't that nobody chose to not stay with me, homie. It's me choosing who I want to fuck. It's me choosing who I want to be with. Somebody get that real talk brother and get him out of my chat. We don't talk about touching kids over here. You want to talk about touching kids? Then you go over to the other channel, okay? And I'm not even going to mention that dude's name today because it ain't about him. It ain't about that dude. So that real talk brother, somebody get him the fuck up out of here. We don't talk about touching babies on my channel. But you know what, Jafar? I'm not petty enough to let the woman know. I'm not petty enough to do that. I'm not going to contact his wife and tell his wife what he's been doing on YouTube. That's not for me to do. That never happened. That dude was not 15 years old. That's a grown ass fucking man with an 11-inch dick. And what? There ain't no messages. There ain't no messages. I can get that dude on the phone right the fuck now. Get that person out of here too. We don't talk about fucking with kids on my channel. You understand that? Because we don't do that shit over here. We don't fuck with kids over here. You want to talk about all that child sexury shit? You take it somewhere else. Yes, Omni King, I sure did. I sure did. For my own reasons, and that's nobody's fucking business. That's my own personal fucking business. It ain't nobody's business. And I'm not here to talk about my life. It is not my fault. It is not my fault that Jimmy got caught up. Okay? It's not my fault. I even said to him, like, I reminded him, you have a wife. You have a fucking wife. He chooses to do what he chooses to do. That's on him. That's between him and her. That's not my problem. That is not my problem. Whatever goes on between him and his wife and their household, that ain't got shit to do with Kat. Because Kat don't want her husband. Kat has never wanted her husband. Trust me, she can keep that. Look at these dumb ass people. Y'all are just fucking dumb. Fucking dumb. You have the evidence. Post it. Post it so I can prove you wrong, pussy. No, Omni King, that's not true either. That's not true either. I could tell you all about my baby daddies and why I'm not with them. But that's none of your business. They know why. They know why I'm not with them. My kids know why I'm not with them. But I don't know you. I don't got to explain my life to you or nobody, so you can take that shit elsewhere. Jimmy is weak. Anytime you have to resort to doing shit like that, it is weak because you are weak. No, I never said he left me. That's wrong. I moved. I moved. It was not. Boy, Omni King, you a lie. You a lie and a half. You a lie and a half. When I talked about being a single mother, that was on my first channel that got flagged down. So you already lying. You already lying. That's when I did my single mother. That was on my first channel. It wasn't on this one. But Jimmy only shows weakness every day in his video because he's emotional. Okay, Mystic, but and that's true. A married man does have a family at stake. You're absolutely right. But at the end of the one who knows he's a married man. Don't forget, in the beginning, when Jimmy first reached out to me, I didn't know he was married. I had no fucking clue Jimmy was married. You think that was the topic of his conversation when he first reached out to me? Oh, no, sweetheart. Another YouTuber told me, and when I asked him if he was married, he didn't even want to tell me the truth. He didn't even want to tell me the truth about being a married man. So at the end of the day, when married men try to cheat on their wives, they're the ones that know they married. It's not like you could see a ring on his finger through a text message. I never met him. I never wanted to meet him. He was the one talking about coming here to meet me. I just let him talk. Like I said, a few sweet words here and there, it kept him eating out of my hand. It kept him doing for me to do. Of course, everyone knows he's married now, but when I first came on the scene 5 years ago, I didn't even know who the hell he was. I did not even know who he was when he first reached out to me. Yes, I did meet Jay. Yes, I did. I was in a relationship with him for 3 fucking years. Another YouTuber was the one who told me that Jimmy was married. Jimmy never once said he was married. I confronted Jimmy about him being married. So Jimmy, like I said, Jimmy initiated everything between me and him. I learned that Jimmy was valuable. I learned that Jimmy was a valuable player. I learned that he was a valuable player because he had been involved in this sector. He knew everything. He knew everything there was to know about this sector. So he became an asset to me. Like I said, I had people attacking me that I had never heard of before. So who knew about them? Jimmy knew all about them. Jimmy became an asset. He became a valuable player. So if I had to string him along, I strung him along. Do I give a fuck about him? Nah, because he's disposable. Do I feel bad about it? Not at all. Is it my proudest moment of life? Probably not. I have a lot of it in life. Jimmy, you were an asset. You were never going to get the ass. Let's be real. And anytime you have to resort to revenge porn, you're a weak, dumb pussy. You're losing. You're losing. Now, this is coming from a man who passed around pictures of his penis to men and women. Yeah, Mysticer, like after a while of talking with Jimmy, and when I found out that Jimmy was married, right then and there is where all the sexual shit that Jimmy was, all that shit was squashed because I told him, I'm like, dude, you have a fucking wife. Like, you're not about to sit here and keep spitting this shit with me because you have a wife. I do have respect for marriage. Let me keep it real. I do have respect for people that are married. I do have respect for marriage, absolutely. So I had to squash all that shit with him right then and there. But yeah, me and Jimmy did become cool. We did become friends. Absolutely. We did become friends. And at one point in time, I did value my friendship with Jimmy. And I reminded him all the time that we were friends. But in the beginning, he was an asset. Oh, he's hurting. We all know Jimmy's hurting. I'm not the. Listen, I don't log off and cry over this shit. I don't sit in a corner and cry over this shit. I live my life. I live my life. And the stuff that he wants to throw up, that shit was years ago. Ask him to throw up something like within the last year. He can't do that. There is nothing recent that Jimmy can throw out there. Nothing. Let's see. I can go back through all these fucking messages. Even like when Jimmy was using a spoof number, okay? And Jimmy tries to lie saying that it was not him on that spoof number. But it was Jimmy because Jimmy brought up things that nobody knew about in these text messages but Jimmy. All these messages. All these messages from this burner spoof number he was texting me from. And he was trying to lie saying it wasn't him. It's bullshit because he's the only one that knew shit that he was bringing a number. Hold on. Even whenever the spoof number was texting me, okay, because the very first message that the spoof number ever texted me was, "Can't you see I love you? All I want out of this is you. Cat, everything I do is for your love and attention, and I know you see it." Very from the sent from the spoof number. And I replied, "LOL, who is?" And the response was, "You know who it is, and you know why I'm playing it this way." I said, "Sorry, no clue who you are." And he responded back with, "You're simp." And I said, "LOL, you're sick." And he said, "I've been wanting to tell you, but you, why can't, this is how, listen, the dude can't even speak English. It's broken. I've been wanting to tell you, but you, why can't the way I want to." So he faces with tears. And he said, "What's fucked up is you playing games on my phone." And he sent back, It ain't games, it's called playing it safe, but letting you know how I feel. But I think you knew how I felt all along." And I said, who is this?" And it said, "You know who it is. Taking me and my woman to Hawaii, remember?" Okay, stop right there. So my dude and I had planned a trip to Hawaii for June. But now with all this COVID-19 stuff, the trip to Hawaii is out the window. But prior to that, my dude had said, "Hey, why don't you, if you don't want to go all the way to Hawaii, just the two of us, why don't we invite some people to go along?" And I said, "Cool." So I was talking on the phone with Jimmy, who at the time was my friend. And I said, "Yo," I said, "So I'm not going to say my dude's name live on YouTube." I said, "We're going to Hawaii in June." I said, "Why don't you and your wife?" I said, "Why don't you and your wife come to Hawaii with us?" Now, this was a conversation that I had only had with Jimmy. I said, "Why don't you and your wife fly out to Hawaii and meet me and my dude's name in Hawaii and hang out with us for the week?" Friends. We were friends. And okay. He said, "Now you know for sure." I said, it ain't you. And he said, "What?" I said, "Okay, if this is you, answer." I asked him what he said. "You know it's me. Chocolates." I said, "LOL, hi, this ain't you." He said, "Chocolates strawberries. I said, too easy. He can't. I mean, how can he go off on messages that he did on his Okay, are we back? Are we back on? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Yeah, somebody's hurt. They're trying to flag me. They're trying to flag me. Anyways, when it comes to the spoof messages that Jimmy was texting me, the spoof number he was texting me from, I had just spoken to him. I had just spoken to him on his real number, and he asked me what I was doing, and I told him and that I was going to be going out and spending the weekend with my. I was done. It wasn't even 5 minutes later. I get a text from this spoof number. Have fun with your boyfriend and help. And then Jimmy wants to play it off like I was spoofing myself. Are you fucking spoof themselves and pretend like it's you, Jim? Especially when we're friends. We were cool at the time. We were cool at the time, which makes sense. It makes no fucking sense. I say I was spoofing. You and I were cool. No, we were cool. We talked damn near every day as fucking friends. So that makes no sense, Jimmy. Makes no fucking sense. And all of these messages year saying how he loved me, saying that he wished that like I would just understand how he felt about me. All of that was this year. There's no way that I'm going to time spoof texting myself. Who the fuck does that? Who spoofs themselves? That never fucking hurt. Whenever you and the person I'm not tripping that Jimmy has to say. I, I think that Ed is obsessed. He's obsessed. And find some kind of and make that work. But you and her will eventually. My fishing trip was kind of canceled and ruined this weekend because of our weather. But things that I'm going to do instead. For myself for that. You guys have a great enjoying Jimmy's videos. Bullshit. Full of bullshit. I have never in my life. Listen, I like older. I always have. My boyfriend now is 52. He's 50 and 40. My ex-husband, the father of my daughters, is older than I am. The guy that I was with was older than I am. I don't like younger men. I'm not a older men because they're mature and I don't never and I don't like men.